you left.
The liberation of mutant kind has begun.
Welcome to the future.
Voice is Clown.
Not Clown. Joker.
Avengers!
Assemble.
Nobody tampers with the equipment except Tony Stark.
Good idea.
United, the Avengers are strong.
Hawkeye, hands off.
Fool! Have you forgotten my invincible magnetic power?
Not this time, Magneto.
My mutant brain senses danger.
Something unseen is slowly spreading its poisons, edging tempers.
Think carefully before you do this.
You filthy criminals.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
You unlock this door with the...
What up, comic fam? It is your boy Jim, and it is episode 197. 197? 197 with Two Fat Guys Pool List. That's right. I'm flying solo. That's okay. Nate's got some stuff to deal with at work, and that's okay. That's perfectly fine. It's completely understandable. So I will be your captain for tonight's flight. I'll be taking care of you, but don't worry. Like it's gonna be smooth. Smooth flight. I'll get you to your destination. And be great. John coming in with the super chat. My top 3 this week: Transformers, Ultimate Universe, and Storm. My top covers is Scarlet Witch #7, Audrey Plaza variant. Nice, I have to look that up. That's a solid top 3, bro. That's a solid top 3. I would agree. I mean, Transformers was good, but Ultimate Universe and Storm, peak. It was so good. But we'll get into it. But John, I do appreciate the super chat. Thank you so much for the super chat. And I have set up a goal. If we hit 5 super chats in this live stream, I will be doing a Gundam build, live build, or a model build for sure. I don't know quite yet. Let's hit the goal first. If we hit the goal, we can talk about what we're going to build. All right? So I have set a goal of 5 super chats for tonight. If we hit that goal, we will do a live Gundam build live stream next week. We'll pick the, if we hit it tonight, then we'll pick the build. We'll pick the model. I can't speak. Anyway, before we get into the show though, let's talk about the show sponsor. I can't talk tonight, man. I'm like stuttering like a mofo. Show sponsors, Collected Comics and Games. That's right. That is where me and Nate get our comic books. We get our back issues. We get our new pull list. We get our omnibus, our trades, our models, our card games, our dice, our D&D, our statues, our action figures, our lunch boxes, our manga, our plushies. That's where we get all of our good stuff. Brent and Ron have curated an amazing collection over at Collected. They have 2 locations. For some reason, why is my screen doing that? Don't do that. They have 2 locations, one in Fort Worth and one in Hearst, and they're great stores. So if you're ever in the DFW area, go check them out. But if you're not, they also have a website called staycollected.com. Yep, that's right, where you can get all those cool things I just mentioned, and like cover variants, store variants of comics. It's awesome. So if you're in the area, hit them up. If you're not in the area, go to staycollected.com and check them out. Also, we're on the road to 1,250 subscribers. That's right. We're trying to get 1,250. And if we hit that sub goal of 1,250, we're going to give away the Uncanny X-Men #1, issue #1 from 2019, 9.8 CGC grade. I got to get it like right here. And it's signed by Jim Chung, cover artist. So we'll give this away when we hit 1,250 subscribers. So if you're not already subscribed, hit that sub button, ring that bell, and more importantly, sub. Dude, I have brain fog like crazy. Also, when we hit 2,000 subs, check this out. Giving away this Thor #1 Nick Klein sketch variant signed by the great one, Donnie Cates. Yep, 9.8 CGC grade, signed. We'll give this away when we hit 2,000 subs. You know the drill. Hit that sub button. All right, this week was amazing. I thought it was a really good week of comics. There were probably on my pool. Just looking at it, 1, 2. There were 3 books that were just kind of mid to like, eh. But other than that, I thought it was a pretty solid week. More importantly, the back half. I will say the first book that is on the list was a banger. So, and I had to read it via essentially a review copy because Diamond wasn't shipping their books out. Kind of sucked. So I was able to read it, which I'm really happy about, but I wish I had it in my hands. So let's go ahead and kick out the show with the copy that I'm talking about. That is Space Ghost, issue number 8 from Dynamite Comics by David Pepose. And yeah, that kind of stunk that I wasn't able to get it in time. But I was able to read it, and I thought it was great. So boo on Diamond, but David Pepose killing it here. And I really enjoyed the issue. I know some people are holding off on reading Space Ghost until the trade, and that's perfectly fine. But this was really good. I had a lot of fun with it. You know, we get a little bit more backstory behind Space Ghost and how he lost his family. We find out who was kind of responsible, who was responsible for killing off his family, which was General Metalis, I believe the name of the character was. Super dope. So this issue was fantastic. I'd put it right up there with some of the best issues in the series. I think David is doing, again, a stellar job of just presenting Space Ghost in the modern era, in the modern era of comics. And really, I think giving people a reason to get into the character. I liked it. I had a lot of fun with it today, and I don't know, like it's got me. I'm hooked on it. I think it's great. I love the character, even though I didn't know much about him outside of Cartoon Network's depiction of him on the Adult Swim show, and then kind of watching some of the the late cartoons, which were obviously super corny because they were back in the day. But this was I liked it. I'm having fun with the series, and it felt like we got a lot of good lore in this issue. It felt like we got a lot of history in this issue, and I'm all about that. So yeah, I had some fun with it. All right, let's keep on moving on. Next up, we have Transformers from Image and Daniel Warren Johnson and Jorge Corona. You know, we finally got back to the main storyline, the main storyline plot, which I really did enjoy. Kind of rounding about, getting all of our characters back into the same position, kind of in front of each other. We've got discourse amongst the Decepticons. We kind of have we have discourse amongst the Autobots, the ones that are on Earth, and the ones that are on Cybertron still, and still having to fight for, to survive. It just feels like we are definitely we're obviously setting up the next arc, but there's just a lot of emotion going on, and man, there's something up with Optimus, and I'm loving that. I'm absolutely loving it. I would say, like, I felt like the ending felt just a hair rushed, but other than that, this was fantastic, and that is the most minor of criticisms. I don't know, like, outside of that, this was a fun issue. I think Jorge Corona is killing it on the artwork. Daniel Warren Johnson is doing a great job with the story and kind of leaving this mystery with Optimus and with the Autobots some of the Autobots being still on Cybertron, and, like, what are they going to do? Are they end up becoming villains? Like, there's a lot of possibilities and a lot of directions going on with this book. So I really cannot wait to see where it goes moving forward. I know that there's still been this talk about Daniel being off the book. I don't know if that is confirmed. Let me know, chat, if it is. Hope it's not, but if it is, it wouldn't surprise me. I mean, the dude's been 15 issues in. Like, that's a pretty long run, but I'm enjoying the shit out of it. It's been great. So, getting over to chat, Patty or John, what up? Chris says, I finally just got my Space Ghost in today. Did you read it? Because it's really good. ASM, Phoenix, and Uncanny were also good, John says. My LCS stopped shelving Space Ghost, so I need to find the last 3 issues. Yeah, I don't know if that's out of a lack of interest or if it's more of Diamond just like really fucking up their distribution. I mean, and can you kind of blame them? I mean, like they're falling very far down. So I'm sure it's more of that than the lack of interest, because Space Ghost is really good. If you're not reading it, you're totally missing out. Chris, I love how the characters feel layered and like actual characters, not just toy commercials. 100%. There's definitely depth in Daniel Warren Johnson's characters in Transformers. John, I loved how Starscream rushing in and Optimus was like, "What?" Yeah, for sure. Haven't yet freaking Diamond delayed, so just got it. Yeah, well, definitely read it after the show, Chris. It's really good. I was very impressed with the issue of Space Ghost. I'm very intrigued with the General Metalis character that's in it. Like he looks and sounds and is a badass. That is so funny, John. I'm calling Diamond Cubic Zirconia from now on. 100%. I mean, you know, they had a monopoly for so long on the market, so it kind of, you know, you can't stay on top forever, right? Like it's just gonna happen. They're gonna, yeah. I don't think the company is long for this world, for sure. All right, moving on to Marvel, because it had no DC this week. We've got Amazing Spider-Man issue number 63. I'm torn with this issue. I really liked issue 61 and 62. This, to me, it felt like we were getting back into the kind of the corniness of Amazing Spider-Man. Sorry if that's frustrating, but it just didn't slap for me. All of the excitement and the wonder of the magic kind of dissipated a little bit. I mean, we got a little bit of magic in this issue, but I don't know. This issue felt it felt fillery in my opinion. I'm not jumping off by any means. I kind of want to see through 8 deaths. I know that we're going to be jumping writers here very quickly, and you know that's how they got it scheduled. But I mean, I'm intrigued with the idea of what Spider-Man has to do, right? Which is this, you know, he's got to fight off this competition of, I don't know how to say the name of the stone, but the stone on Juggernaut's helmet. It's what we're, you know, the entity, the demon behind it, the spirit behind it is what we're fighting, and I am intrigued with that. But this issue did feel it felt a little campy and it felt a little fillery. So hopefully we can rebound a little bit. Because like the last issue, I really liked them, you know, him fighting the demon and like getting so small that he got big, and then he did like the finger of God and squished the being with his finger. I thought that was really cool. So like I want to get back to that. I want to get back to like the Doctor Strange mystic spells of it all, rather than the like dysfunction of Peter. We know that Peter Parker is a flawed individual who can't seem to ever be on time and lets everybody that he loves down. We know that. So let's move on. Anyway, this was fun. We need Peter with Black Cat. Shay needs to go away. I agree with that. I 100% agree with that. Hopefully we'll get that soon. Laura Kinney Wolverine issue number 1. I don't want to say I had high hopes for this issue, or for this number 1, but I kind of did. And I after I got done reading it, I really wasn't surprised at what it was. And I think this book is 100% totally makes sense. This is going to be the most obvious thing I say on the show tonight. If you're a Laura Kinney super fan, this is the book for you. If you are not a Laura Kinney Wolverine super fan, this is not the book for you. This is not. I don't think this is meant for casual readers. It quite literally feels like a duplicate of Psylocke. You're just putting in Laura Kinney. And I'm just not, you know, I like Laura Kinney. I like her as Wolverine, but I am not. It did not, in my opinion, the book did not bring anything new to the table, except for this is kind of like a copy and paste with a different character, like the Psylocke book. And I thought the Psylocke book, I'm a huge Psylocke fan, so like I loved that book. This one to me just felt kind of like a rinse and repeat, and so I've already read this story. That's kind of how it felt. I don't know. I just it didn't move me, and I felt kind of like, oh well, this feels kind of, this book fell in the vein for me on X Books where like it just felt like it was part of the sales grind. And again, if you're a huge Laura Kinney fan, like a super Laura Kinney Wolverine fan, X-23, then this is the book for you. You were gonna love it. If you're a casual Laura Kinney fan, like you like seeing her, like you feel like she fits perfectly in the NYX book, then you're gonna be like, well, what are we doing? You know? So that's just how I felt about it. The book was fine. Like it achieved what it needed to achieve. She's doing a solo mission that the NYX can't do, and she's doing it in her style. That's it. That's basically it. John, okay, I did not like Laura Kinney Wolverine. The art was not very good at all. I bought the foil cover, but I agree that Psylocke was better and similar. Yeah, it's just, again, if you're a Laura Kinney fan, this is for you. You're gonna love it. If you're just a kind of casual Laura Kinney fan, or you like her in a team dynamic and rather than an individual dynamic, and I'm not even saying that because I'm sure there are books of her being solo and they're probably absolutely fantastic, but this one just didn't feel like it had much heart. Sorry, that's just my opinion. I'm sure there are people that absolutely loved it. It just wasn't for me. So I am not. It's a one and done, unfortunately for me. So sorry. All right, Phoenix issue number 6, Hunted by Thanos. There are aspects of this book that I really liked, and then there are aspects of this book that I'm kind of meh. And I feel like the cover on this book is way harder than what the story is in the book. Thanos in the book, to me, even though he's wielding some massive power, he just doesn't, I don't know, he doesn't read like Thanos to me. Outside of the psychological thing that he did with the planet that he was conquering, that was pretty crazy. But it felt like a one-liner. Like when he was describing what he did to the planet that he was on, it just felt kind of a throwaway. So like, I don't know, the weight of Thanos in this book didn't feel like the weight of Thanos when we saw him in Donny Cates' Thor, or even Donny Cates' Thanos Rising, or King Thanos. Like, he just kind of felt like, oh, we're just putting Thanos here. Again, just my opinion. But the ending of the book with Jean kind of not necessarily recruiting, but they kind of show up. You know, she's got Nova on her side now. She's got Captain Marvel. She's got Rocket Raccoon, and she's got Sif on her side coming to fight Thanos. That's pretty dope. I don't really think she needs it. I said it. But to include those characters, I'm about it. Especially Rocket. I love seeing Rocket come in, and Sif. I think it's going to be fun. But I wasn't like completely just floored by it. It felt a little, I don't know. It was a little underwhelming. That's all. But other than that, it was fun. Like I think there is definitely an opportunity and some potential in Phoenix, especially with this arc and him having this like stone that kind of controls people. Pretty crazy. John, cover A of this book sold out at my LCS. I had to track it down. I like Phillips's run on this. It's subtle epic, which is tough to pull off. Yeah, I could see that. I mean, there's definitely some aspects to the book that are really cool. There's just these moments that I'm like, kind of feels a little flat. But overall, like, I'm ready for her. Like, when we had the whole conversation with Eternity, was it Eternity? It was one of the cosmic beings that was kind of like, you know, you have a bigger purpose, so you're ready to join us. Like, I'm ready for that. Like, I'm ready for some epic level cosmic shit with Jean and the Phoenix. Like, and I'm sure we're gonna get it. Like, I'm almost positive we're gonna get it. So we'll see. Storm, issue number 3 from Iodale. Yo, and Warneck, this is my pick of the week, guys.
This Chips pick of the week.
This is my pick of the week. This had everything for me. Iodale is just killing it. It was on the show. He gave us a little bit of he was on Secret Origin, and he gave us a little bit of a preview of like what's to come in Storm, and man, he is just killing it. He's firing it on all cylinders. I thought that Warneck did an amazing job with the artwork. I think the paneling, the composition, the flow of the story is doing so well. If I had to have if I had to have any kind of criticism or critique, it would be we're literally flying into the Doom event. But I mean, like, that's where we're headed. Like that's where Marvel's headed. So like, you can't really do much about that. And I am intrigued to see what Storm's going to do with Doom, or rather, what's Doom going to do to Storm. But if we put that aside, the fighting training scene with Wolverine, or panels with Wolverine, and then the spoiler alert, the epic in the hookup between Storm and Wolverine. God damn, I was in line to pick up my kids from school, and I was reading this issue, and I got to that part, and I was like, God damn. Whoa! Now, correct me, chat. Let me know. Again, I'm still somewhat of a novice. Is there a history between Storm and Wolverine? Have they hooked up before? Is this not as of a scandalous hookup than what I believe it is? But it felt scandalous. Iodale did an amazing job, just pulling that off and making me going like, "Woo!" Like, I literally was like, "Oh shit!" Like, go and get it, guys. Like, dude, do it. I don't know, man. This book was great. Her fighting, that whole fighting scene was badass. Even like the shame and kind of like regret that Storm was having when she got called upon to go see Doom, and her leaving Logan, like, I thought that was great. I don't know, man. This book just it's starting to get everything. It's starting to have the action, it's starting to have the slice of life, it's starting to have the drama. I really liked the explanation of why she lost her powers from Voodoo, you know, in order to cleanse her of the cancer. Like, that was badass. I don't know. This book is just killing it. Like, if you're not reading Storm because you're like, it's Storm, no, go read it. Go read it. It is so fucking good. I had such a good time with it. And the reason why I say that, again, when a book becomes a pick of the week for me, it's because when it ends, I want to keep reading. I want it to keep going. And when the book ends so quick, it doesn't end quickly. You're just enjoying it so much that when it ends, you're like, God damn it, I gotta wait a month now? Like, why isn't this bi-monthly? You know? And so that's why it's my pick of the week. The writing is good. The composition of the comic as well. The artwork is fantastic. The flow, it has everything. It completely just encapsulated what I wanted in a story. So that's why it's my pick of the week. I'm gonna hit the button again just to emphasize it was my pick of the week.
That's Chips pick of the week.
Same. I'm sure it would have been Nate's pick of the week, so I'm gonna go ahead and hit Nate's pick of the week.
That's Nate's pick of the week.
I have no idea if it is or not, but I'm just saying it. I'm gonna go ahead and just speak on behalf of Nate that it was his pick of the week. I'd text him right now, but he's busy, so we'll ask him later. We'll make a I'll make a post making sure that it was his pick of the week, and if it isn't, I'll make sure that it is. So Chris says, I believe so, right, with Storm. Storm's a badass and deep. I'm not a Storm or X-Men guy, but this book pulls me in more than current X books. I believe Storm and Logan have bonded before. All right, okay. Well, I'll have to do a little bit of deep diving on that, but this book is fantastic. If you're not reading Storm, get on it. Do it. All right, let's keep moving on. Also, before we get into Ultimates, just a reminder, if you just started watching, I am doing a super chat goal. If we can hit 5 super chats, I will be doing a live Gundam build on the channel next week. And if we hit it during the show, then, or if we hit it before the show ends, I will probably pull out like 3 models that I've got just sitting here, and then y'all will decide what we build. So just giving y'all a heads up. All right, let's get to it. John just said, I just Googled it, and I guess Wolverine has Storm's rebound after her marriage to T'Challa, after T'Challa's dissolved. Oh. So they've got some history. Interesting, very interesting. All right, Ultimate Universe, 1 year in. I'm going to stay disciplined and not push this is my pick of the week, because I already did that, but this was also very, very, very good. Camp, bro, like, you are setting yourself up to be like the man at Marvel. From which Gundam show, Empire? Well, here, we'll pause. Let's pause. So here's what I have in the office at the moment. I have multiple Gundams that I have not built. And let me rephrase. I have multiple models that I have not built, because they're not all Gundams, because there's some that I want to build that aren't Gundam. But here's just one that I have right here that I'm thinking about building. Black Knight Squad A from the Destiny Seed. So I'm thinking about, I'd love to build this one, and this is a high grade, so it's pretty simple, or it's not simple, but like it's like mid tier. The other one I haven't finished. The other one would be from Gundam Wing. It would be Gundam Sandrock. So I could, maybe I'd finish this and do, like, maybe we'd build a Gundam and a half if we get it. And then the other thing that I would love to build. Oh shit. Okay, here. I lied. I got two more that I want to build. The other one would be a real grade Gundam Epion. This thing, bro. This would be fun to build. This would be a long stream, but this would be sick. And then, y'all know it, I am a massive Evangelion fan. We could also build Evangelion Unit 1. Real grade. Alright, I'm building Unit 0 right now, and it's super fun. Takes a long time because it's a real grade, but we could build this. So, if we hit that super chat goal of, I believe it's 5 super chats, at least at $5, I will build one. We will do an extra stream next week. So, there's that. All right. So, back to Ultimate Universe. John in with the 2. Thank you, sir. I appreciate it. Ultimate Universe Year 1 in. Yeah, poor Nick Fury. Jesus Christ, man. Like, and as I was reading it, I kind of got a sense like, okay, he's setting up a deception. Like, as you're reading, like, there's no way Nick Fury is a bad guy, right? And Camp just did it perfectly. Like, he was like, oh, this is going to be such a great bait and switch on the reader and on the current Nick Fury that we're reading with. If you haven't read it, so this is kind of a status report on the whole situation with the Ultimate Universe. You've got this helicarrier that is encrypted in storm clouds, so it can get roam free, and it can literally zap people with lightning, killing people that are potentially going to be heroes. Very Minority Report, pretty badass. And then we're following along with Nick Fury as he's kind of talking to the reader, as he's basically setting up for a big bait and switch and destroying the entire new Ultimate Legion, these villains who are on the helicarrier. And the big reveal is that he's a clone. That this has happened multiple times where he's tried to kill off the villains of this universe, and they know it. And this isn't the first time he's tried to do it. Multiple times that he's tried to do it, and the fact that they even call out like the journal that he writes, telling the reader about his betrayal, I thought was pretty badass. I don't know, the whole thing. To me, this whole situation with the Ultimate Universe and with Camp writing it kind of being, I mean, do we say that Camp is the head of the Ultimate Universe right now? Like, I would say yes, right? Like, for sure. Empire with the super chat, I do appreciate it. You have to do the Gundam Wing one for me. I love, I don't know how to say his name, but I know exactly what you're talking about. He was my favorite character in Gundam Wing for me. That show was my sexual awakening. Badass, dude. I remember watching that on Toonami, Gundam Wing. and being like, whoa, like what? Like this is what is this? You know, and I've said this on the show too. Like Gundam Wing, Evangelion was the first anime I ever watched from the rental, like from the video store, and I should not have watched it when I did, like at the age that I was. But dude, Gundam Wing is a fucking awesome show. And Gundam Wing Endless Waltz, bro. I remember when they announced the models for Gundam Wing Endless Waltz, and they were starting to release those in the US, and I was like, I have to have them all. They were so cool. Especially Gundam Zero with the angel wings. Holy shit. My favorite character, though, favorite pilot, man, that's a toss-up. I think it's between Death Scythe, because he was just so comedic, but man, I really liked what was his name? You're gonna fucking laugh at me, Empire. Gundam Twin Arms, right? Twin Arms? Is that who it was? The guy that had the Gundam that had the double cannon, the chain gun cannons. That dude, when he had the half clown mask like Vega, dude, so badass. Anyway, John coming in with another super chat. Crap, I forgot about the $5. Here's another one. I appreciate it, John. Man, we're right there. We only need 3 more. We're in like sin. All right, back to Ultimates. Little says Ultimate Universe One Shot is a fantastic issue. I will say, if Camp continues this quality into the Ultimate series, I can see the Ultimates becoming the best superhero comic of the 21st century. I kind of agree with you. Tora. Okay, yeah, dude. Like, because he did that one. He does that one intro where like he like flips into his Gundam, like does like a twirling flip. Yeah, dude, and he had he had emo hair, bro. He had the fucking over the one eye, dude. Hell yeah, so good. Yeah, I totally agree with you, Little. Like, if you're sleeping on Ultimates right now, you're wrong. The reveal of the clone, like, you could see the betrayal in Fury coming from a mile away, right? And I think that's why it's so masterful, because Camp is like, okay, I'm gonna make it super obvious that this is the big twist in the book. Oh, not the big twist is that this has happened before, and there are multiple clones of Nick Fury, and they just kind of plug and play with their Nick Furies. That was fucking crazy. Yeah, he was part of a circus. 100%. Yeah, I remember that. It was so badass. Dude, they were all cool. You know, the other thing that I liked, I'm sorry, I'm jumping between Ultimates and Gundam. The other thing that I really liked about Gundam Wing was Tall Geese. And when they went from like the first Tall Geese to Tall Geese 2 and then the Endless Waltz version of Tall Geese, such a badass suit. And I also like the Leos. I think all of the mobile suits in Gundam Wing are kick-ass, except for, I think it's like the Space Leos that are like black with like highlights of pink. I did not like those. Like they could like turn into like spacecraft. Thought those were kind of lame. But other than that, all the other mobile suits in Gundam Wing are fucking awesome. That's what got me hooked onto Gundam. Like, I used to have, like, you see how many comics I have behind me, and I have a ton more. I used to have a wall of built and unbuilt models, just like littered, and then I sold my whole collection to Ron. Over at Collected. Now he sold most of them. So, Luby coming in with Texas Force. Picked up this issue. Haven't read any Ultimate stuff. Can I jump in here? If I'm being honest, Chris, I don't think so. I mean, you could try. I just think you'd be. I mean, they do introduce all the villains. Hello, that's a no. But I know if you can find the time, I would encourage you. I've got Marvel Unlimited. There you go. I would encourage you. I will say, the build up to the Marvel to Ultimates is a little dry. I will say that. Like, and I think it had to be, Hickman reintroduced the Ultimate Universe, and like it was fine, but it was just very thick. It was just very thick and just setting this up. But once you get past that and you get into the Ultimates, you get into Ultimate Spider-Man, you get into Ultimate Black Panther, you get into the Ultimate X-Men. What else is there? I know I'm missing some. Then I think it's super easy to read because like they tell you, okay, this dude called the Maker who Donny Cates set up, but like if you don't know him, they still kind of set a precedent of who he is. I would do it. I would jump into it, Libby. I would just jump into it. I think you'd love it. I mean, aren't you reading Ultimate Spider-Man and X-Men? I don't know. I don't remember. If you're not, I think you should be. if you have unlimited, you can. Oh man, dude, bro, read it. Anyway, I thought this was great. Very excited to see what we do next year in the Ultimate line. I need something to keep me cheered up. All right, Ultimate X-Men. Speaking of Ultimates, we got issue number 10. God damn. Peach Momoko decided to come play. And we got a little bit of a hint from camp about the X-Men in the Ultimate Universe, which is kind of, I feel like is the first time we've ever been hinted about what she's been doing. So that was kind of cool. So the thing that got me in this issue was her version of Cyclops essentially like kind of losing her shit in this book. She killed her mom but on accident. She's got like one laser eye and she's beep right through a door because she was kind of depressed, and the mom was like, don't talk to me, don't do this to me, and she like ended up killing her mom in the issue. Things are ramping up. Ultimate Cyclops blowing holes in her mom. Yeah, dude. Like that, I was in my bedroom reading on the bed, and like I read that, and again I went like, oh shit, like we're not messing around here. Like So I can't wait for the team that we know is coming to just get together and start kicking ass. Like I know it's coming, but dude, this ultimate version of Cyclops, I'm about it. It just feels like we're about to really get into some crazy shit here, and I think it's gonna be totally worth it. We're 10 issues in. Like I feel like we're really about to speed up here and really get into the thick of it. And what I'm really excited about is to see these characters, or see a character come from either Camp or Hickman, jump over here, or jump into this book, or vice versa. And we see, them finally making their appearance to the rest of the heroes. If it happens in Ultimates, I'll be so happy. But it would be so badass to see someone from the Ultimate team show up in this book and be like, yo, come join us. Like, we need you. We need you for the fight. Even though y'all are high schoolers. Like, let's get going. I don't know. I loved it. I thought it was so much fun. All right, our last book of the night, The Uncanny X-Men, issue number 7 from Simone and Marquez and Salazar and Wilson. Yo, Uncanny is the X book. It is the main, in my opinion, is the main X book in the X office. Full stop. I just think this fight between the teams, it definitely feels much more cohesive in this issue because we get more of it. We get the build up to it, whereas in McKay's it just kind of like happened really fast. And again, McKay's doing a lot more over in his book rather than in Uncanny, where we can just like singularly focus on this problem. I absolutely loved it. There was a art change in the middle of it, like between teams. That's fine. I will say I preferred the Uncanny X-Men artwork over the jump to the X-Men team, but other than that, I think it's great. I'm loving this kind of butting of heads. I like that Rogue, I've never been in the camp with Nate where I don't like Cyclops, but in this certain instance, I don't. I think Rogue is a much more valid leader than Cyclops. So Sorry. Oh, guys, we only need three more in, and we can do the live build. We got 4 minutes. Yeah, I thought it was great. Also, this cover is so badass. It's the homage to Capcom versus Marvel, either 1 or 2. But this is such a classic looking cover. I think it's great. I don't know, man. I think Simone is just doing such a good job of dictating and clearly showing the dynamics between the two teams. I care about Rogue's team a little bit more than I do McKay's. And I'm sure there are people that are flipped, that they don't like the Uncanny team and they like McKay's X-Men. So like, Cyclops is a dick in X-Men. Yeah, he definitely is in this. I don't know. I just thought I liked it better. I thought it was. I'm so in on this book. And again, I would hit pick of the week, but I already hit it. But this would have been my third pick of the week. I thought it was fantastic, and I can't wait for a next issue. I mean, this raid on the school, I think it's genius, and I like that it's in issues. Like, we're dealing with it in X-Men and we're dealing with it in Uncanny, so you don't have to, you don't have to go buy an add-on or a single issue here or there. I think it's pretty. I think the assumption that you're probably reading both is pretty accurate. So, all right, John. Yeah, see, like, yeah, you prefer McKay's book, but you enjoy both. I think there's people on both sides, just like there is this little fight here. Yeah, I mean, I love the new characters. I like the new kids that are that are on the team. I think Rogue and Wolverine and Gambit and Nightcrawler and Jubilee, their voices are just done so well. I really love this cover. I just can't get over the cover. I think the cover is done so well. But anyway, Uncanny X-Men number 7 was fantastic. I can't wait to just keep reading this little mini event. I think it's really cool. So that's what I gotta say about that. All right, guys, that's gonna do it for this live show. John, I don't know why you did a super chat at the beginning of the show, so technically we have 3, so we only need 2 more. So I'm gonna count that because you did it. It just for some reason didn't count it. So if we can get 2 more in, I will do that build this next week. Or let's say this: if we get 2 more in, I will do basically 2 builds. We'll do Sandlock and another build. If we don't get 2 more in, we already got 3. I will do at least Sandlock next week, so you're gonna get it. But I really want to build one of these real grades live on stream, but it would take forever just selling it. Like, if you've never built a real grade Gundam, damn, dude, like, they take forever. But it's because they're so detailed. Like, I built the original Gundam real grade, which actually from the community is actually a really crappy kit. I don't know why. I mean, I know why. It's because it's so finicky. But I remember when I built that, like, you had to build the hand with, every single finger. You had to build the arms with every single, joint. John coming in again. Dude, John's killing it. Yeah, like, it was. I appreciate that, John. Hoping for Evangelion. We will do it. We will do it. If we get this last one in, we will do Sandrock, and I will let you pick between Evangelion Unit 1 and I have Evangelion Unit 2 unbuilt. So if we can get this last one in, we will do it, I promise. I'll work on the thumbnail right after the show and get it ready to go. But yeah, like, there's so much fun to build. And again, guys, I shit you not, I had boxes and boxes of Gundams that I just would never build. And then I sold them all to Ron, and he got them done. He sold them out, and there was one that I sold to him that I wish I had. It was like this one that you could build like 3. There it is. Jesus Christ! Thank you, John. We did it. We did it. Even though it says 4 or 5, we did it. I appreciate it, John. All right, guys. So we will have next week we will do a live Gundam build. We'll do Sandrock for Empire, so be ready for that, Empire. We're doing that. We'll do that. We'll start the show off with that, and then we will pick. While I'm building it, we'll run a poll in the show, and we'll either do Unit 1 or we'll do Unit 2. So you guys can decide. I want to do Unit 1, but I'll let y'all decide on the show which one we do, and then I'll have to. What day should we do it on? What day works best for y'all? What are y'all thinking? What day should we do the stream? Should we do the stream early in the week, or should we do it like on a Friday? What are we thinking? You all let me know before we sign off. I'm thinking Friday, but Thursdays are cool too. I can't do Wednesday or Tuesday. Because Tuesday, well, I guess I could do Wednesday. Tuesday, sometimes I edit on the day of New Comic Book Day. So there's that. And then on Wednesdays, I do the short. So, I mean, we could technically do it on a Wednesday, but I want to do it where everyone's comfortable doing it. So you let me know in the chat right now what day you want to do it. And if you're watching this as a past episode, just comment. What day do you want to see a live Gundam build, a live stream Gundam build? I'm thinking either Thursday or Friday. I think that would be kind of cool. But you let me know. All right, guys. Well, that's going to do it for this live stream. Hopefully, Nate should be back again. He just had somebody skip out. He had to fill in for somebody, so he couldn't make it. But hopefully he'll be here for New Comic Book Day. If not, I'm sure he'll be here for the live show. And yeah, it'll be fun. So thanks again, and we'll catch you guys for New Comic Book Day, and then a live build, because John's the fucking MVP of this of this show, man. He killed it, and we do appreciate it. We very much appreciate it. And he's saying Friday, so I think we're just gonna. And it sounds like Empire's good with Friday too. So for John and Empire, we're doing a live build, Gundam live build, Friday here on the channel. So I'll pick a time. You'll see it. I'll put it up like a day before, maybe 2 days before, so you guys can see the thumbnail, notify yourselves, and we'll get to building on Friday. It's gonna be super fun. I'll have to set up the camera. It's gonna be great. It's gonna be a lot of work for me, but I love it. All right, guys. We'll see you guys on Tuesday, and then again on Sunday and on Friday. I just messed up all that. Bye, guys. I'm rambling. Let's fucking go. See you guys later. Oh wait, I didn't do the intro. I didn't do the outro. Hold on. As always, comic fam, be kind to one another and read more comics. All right, later. Now I did. Now I can outro. Man, I rambled. Why did I ramble so much? There it is. See you guys later.